morning, everyone.
Princess the Bear here, and today we're at Disney's Contemporary Resort because we're off to see a Mickey.
So fun.
So we're about headed back to Chef Mickey for breakfast. It's been a little bit over a year, and of course, as your number one choice of food and entertainment, we gotta see how it's been doing. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Let's go meet a chef.
Be sure to have a good breakfast.
You heard the girl.
Hog juice mimosa, and what's great is if you don't finish the hog juice, this was one sip for me, you can always pour more hog juice in your mimosa. Cheers. Actually, this is the perfect mix. It's like mostly champagne and just a splash of hog juice. This is the way. I would give this a 4 out of 5 mimosas. This is how you wake up.
Hog mimosa is the ultimate Disney mimosa. You cannot tell us any different. I'm sure the plethora of Disney adults and just Disney people period that like their mimosas will agree. You really can't do any better than Paul. Every bartender made these things to raise. Proper ratios at all times. 80% champagne, 20% hog juice. If you're a newbie, if you're a professional, it's more like 90-10. 4 out of 5 plus. Here we have one of their seasonal mimosas. It's the Cranberry mimosa. I was wondering how they were going to make it seasonal. Little candy stick in there, I guess. I have no idea what makes it seasonal. It was on seasonal selections in the menu. They have this literally all the time, so why it's under seasonal? Surprise to me, it's a surprise to you. But maybe they just want us to order more of them. I'm not mad at that. I would say nice ratio. I think the Princess ratio on her mimosa is a little bit better because they put the candy in there. She can't have this one, but it's just a standard cranberry mimosa. Nothing wrong. Good ratio. I do like it. 3.75 out of 5 plus.
In a strange turn of events, the buy request section has been removed from the allergy menu, and when I walked the line, all of the actual labels were removed from the line. So I used to get these bagel chips right here, and I would put avocado on them and little extras and make my own little baby avocado toast. I did see avocado, but no label. I'm not picking it up. I only just got the chip. Cheers. It's an everything bagel crisp. Good for breakfast. I would love to put it on things. I'm sure that I will. I did ask our server, and Chef is going to be bringing me like a vegan platter, so I'm not just going to be eating this sad dish that I have right now. I'll give it a 2 out of 5 bagel chips.
I feel like Disney's tried to carb load us before Park Day because like carbs on carbs on carbs and little mini bagel chips with nothing else is like, what's doing this? It's like baby chips, literally baby chips. Baby, bagel, everything chips. Needs more of everything. That means 2 things. I would give it 2.5 out of 5 pots. It's an average bagel crisp. It needs something on it.
The only labeled item from the kids section is vegan, the potato barrel. Or tot, depending on where you go. It's perfectly crisp. I'll give them that. Sometimes little tots can be a little like gritty. These ones aren't. I wish I could like put some mustard on it. I do have extras, but I don't have mustard. So I don't know. Just give it a 3 out of 5 tots. There's nothing special about these tots. They're just tots.
It's really hard to ruin potato barrels, quote unquote. You can either undercook them, which would be terrible, or you can overcook them hard and solid, which is very hard to do. Okay. Properly crisp, even though they feel like they've been sitting a bit on the line. What I'm surprised about is they're not near as salty as most of the potato barrels we get on any sort of buffet here in Walt Disney World. Normally they go way too heavy with salt. This is like perfect. 3 out of 5 plus.
Next to the biscuits and gravy is rice, and the rice had some beautiful toppings on it, but I couldn't manage to get much of it, so Cheers to rice. Usually the Disney rice is fire. Not version approved. That is, they put too much water in this rice. It's very like wet. Not my jam. I'm gonna give it a 1.5 out of 5 rices.
Even before picking this rice up on the fork, it looks suspect. You can tell they didn't wash it because it's very starchy. And it's just like, not great. It's not hard to cook rice, but look, people, wash your rice. Wash your rice. It's not hard. 3 times until it runs clear, either or. Just wash your rice. Trust me, I don't care what the bag says. Don't always wash your rice. Give it 2 out of 5 claws. It's subpar rice. I don't say that very often.
The last thing on the beginning of the hotline, I think I still have like a tofu scramble left to get, is breakfast potatoes. Usually there's like stuffing things in here, but no, these are just regular potatoes. So I'm just gonna grab one. It's seasoned. It's alright. I'll give it like a 2 out of 5 potatoes.
Here we have the transformer of the foodie world, potato. I think Pluto wants potatoes. Do you eat potatoes? You like potatoes, Pluto? I just like anything for breakfast. I can't blame him, I like Greek food. Potatoes are the transformers of the breakfast world, of any world really. Like potatoes, everything. Breakfast potatoes, breakfast tots, fries, hash. They really kind of do it all. Wedges are the superior form. When you just a dipping, that's a perfectly seasoned wedge. Like, not salty, not too salty, crispy outside, soft inside. Can't really ask for better than that. 3.5 out of 5 calls.
Hey, Mickey.
Hello, Mickey. Here's the head chef. Here's something I don't really see on breakfast buffets. A nice hard-boiled egg. It's plain, hard-boiled. Pork goes in it nice. Just bite the top off. Nice and hard-boiled. You want salt or pepper, it's on the table. Served chilled, if that's your thing. Some people it's not. It's an egg. No pluses, no minuses. 2.5 out of 5 plus. It's a very weird thing today, something that's never happened to us when we come to buffets. Like the whole section, like the salads, meats, assorted cheeses, the crackers, almost everything is unlabeled. So if I get some of these wrong, we usually put the description here in the corner to identify what it is, but it's gonna be hard going today, not knowing what I'm eating for the most part. This, I know from the look of it, is smoked salmon. No capers this time, no cream cheeses to go with it, not that I would get that anyway. It's just breakfast smoked salmon. Smoked, tastes fresh. Doesn't feel like it's like aged or been sitting too long. If you like that super fishy taste of smoked salmon, that's for you. If you've never had it and you don't like super like of the ocean tasting fish, skip. This is like a connoisseur's only type of dish. 3 out of 5 points. Now, I think this is ham. I say think because again, it wasn't labeled. I think they had turkey, they had salami. There's some other like meats with things in them. I couldn't identify those. So I just picked one. They're assorted. They don't normally label them all anyway. Individually, I use just the assorted meats, but they didn't even have the assorted meat label on it. That is in fact ham. Ham does have a distinct sort of like fatness and saltiness to it, unmistakably unlike other meats. Leave that 2.5 out of 5 falls. It's just a cold cut. Now here we have what I assume is attempting to be a Southwest salad. You see black-eyed peas, black beans, looks like some peppers and tomatoes. This could very well be vegan, but it's not labeled. When Princess doesn't want to chance it, I don't want her to chance it. So I'm just going to take one for the team. Like a multi-bean salad, definitely Southwest. I was afraid at first, I first saw that it was salsa. It is in fact a bean salad. It's alright. Nothing to write home about, but nice, fresh, tangy of the citrus, got the herbs. 2.75 out of 5. Here we have a caprese salad, which is literally just tomatoes and mozzarella with a little bit of balsamic. It's very hard if you don't not used to cheese for your plant-based people, so watch out. This is mozzarella. This is the size mozzarella should be in a caprese salad, so you can pick it up. I would prefer my tomatoes halved to be easy to pick up, but at least you get a Mickey.
So fine.
So fine. He always gets me, every time.
He totally got you.
Yeah, he got me.
Oh, you look so good, Goof.
It's always the man doing all the hard work. All the hard work. Keeping the shirt clean at the same time? Skill.
Today, yeah. Even though the by request options are gone from the allergy menu, you can still ask for vegan, gluten-free Mickey Waffles. So if you're vegan or gluten-free, get you your Mickey Waffle fix. You can get them everywhere. This is not the only place. People claim that this is the place with the best waffles. I just think they make more of them, so maybe they have a little more skill and consistency. Now, I am a dunker and not a pourer, so even though this is a pouring spigot, I'm dunking. I didn't get a lot. Let me dunk a little more. Okay. Cheers. That is the delicious Mickey Waffle you know and love and appreciate. I say 4.5 out of 5 Mickey Waffles. It's got the right crunch, it's cooked. I wish I had earth balance, and then it would be perfect. It's earth balance with some syrup. You'd be in business.
To return to the Mickey waffle, to be exact. Princess and her dunking. We have two different pathways to food here. She's a dunker, I'm a pourer, but I'm an expert pourer. Bam! Right in the ear. Nice and crisp waffles, I like that. I refuse to subscribe to the camp that this place makes the best Mickey Waffles. All Mickey Waffles taste the same. Don't anybody tell you different. However, I will say the Mickey Waffles here are by far the most consistent. And it's probably just because of the volume of the ones they make. 3 out of 5 plus. First up, we have what's basically the steak and egg scramble. They have tortillas up there, which actually are labeled, and they are plant-based. So if you are vegan and you wanted to make some sort of vegetable breakfast taco, you have that ability. I think there's a plant-based scramble up there for you as well, so you can put that in here. But this is just steak and eggs. Not a ton of steak in there, very big clumps of eggs, but we want to try all the things. Roll this up like a burrito. The burrito is what I'm rolling here. Definitely a lot more steak mixed in. You can't see it. It's really small pieces of steak. If you want something more heart healthy, they do have an egg white scramble up there that has spinach, peppers, and I think tomato in it. This is okay. It could use a bit of something more than just steak and eggs. Steak and eggs is okay, but steak and eggs by themselves are two really rich flavors. I need something to balance it out. I would give it 2.75 out of 5 points. Here we have the cheesy eggs. They look extra cheesy. My mayonnaise is on the table, so you know I took my magic pills. Take the smallest bite. I have a lot of food to eat, and I do not want to get sick. Like cheese with a side of potato. Potato is just a vehicle for the cheese. In this instance, still alone for our friend Shelby at University of Orlando Vegans. Everything is just a vehicle for sauce. In this case, the cheese is no different. It's 3.5 out of 5 plus. If you're a cheese addict, that's all you. For me, that's all I'm gonna eat for the day. So here we have the biscuits and sausage gravy. Nice small biscuit gravy with the sausage bits. Sausage and gravy is like a southern staple. Having this here at Chef Mickey is almost a requirement. You need a knife for the biscuit. Nice and covered. I covered it. You get them separately, so if you just want a biscuit, you get a biscuit. If you just want the gravy, you can just get the gravy. You can take little bits of sausage in there, giving the gravy that savory, sort of meaty flavor. With a nice fluffy buttermilk biscuit, that's top tier. I can easily cover this whole plate with that. That's 4 out of 5 plus. So normally I skip over going to the kids section because it's usually just smaller portions of what you can get elsewhere, and those are pretty standard. But unlike the rest of the bar, the kids section has chicken sausage here. So, which reminds me of the chicken and biscuits. This is going to be our like meat memories of Flower and Garden, our own chicken gravy and biscuits here at Chef Mickey. I definitely think that the chicken sausage has a much bigger punch than the Impossible chicken sausage or chicken patty in the gravy, chicken and gravy at Flower and Garden, mainly because the chicken sausage is breakfast spiced, which would have made sense for a brunch cop booth at Epcot. And the Impossible chicken patty is just a regular plain chicken patty, albeit spicy, does not have the same level of spices as a chicken sausage. I like this better than what we got at Epcot, but this is still really good and bringing back those memories. I think it's time to go to Flower and Garden and the menus change for another video. Let's know what you think. I'd give this 4 out of 5 plus.
This is the plant-based scramble. It has black beans in it. Supposedly it's gonna have like some Impossible or something. Cheers. I don't really taste any alt meat in it at all. Maybe plant-based is just, I don't know, there's veggies in it. Usually when they say plant-based, it's like some sort of alt meat in it, but I'll take it. It's like a potato scramble. It's much better than the breakfast potatoes that we had earlier. A lot of flavor, nice crunch, not too oily. I'm into that. And like Barry was saying, you can put that in a taco, no problem. And it's got a nice kick to it. I would say maybe like a 3 out of 10 on the heat scale. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 scrambles. It's alright. I mean, it's better than anything else you can get here, so there's that. But it's not like, oh my god, I need to come to Chef Mickey and get this type situation.
This is an interesting looking scramble of things. I see potatoes, I see black beans, I see what looks like kale and cabbage.
Yeah.
Very strange mix. It's definitely kale. Demonstrate that flavor. Potatoes are nice and soaked. The cabbage is actually a nice change of pace. It's given more of like a garden scramble than like a scramble. I don't know if that makes a difference to anybody, but like it's definitely a unique flavor. You know, what we would normally give like a breakfast scramble, but still very tasty. I'll give it 3.75 out of 5 plus.
And then the last thing that's on the line for the vegans is a tofu scramble. And again, you can put this inside of a taco or get it by itself. This tofu is giving me problems here. All right, cheers. Okay, so the tofu scramble is the one with the alt meat in it. That's not what I was expecting. And it's beyond crumbles too. not what I was expecting. It's not bad, actually. I don't know if I like it more than the plant-based scramble, though. It's got like a very complex, it's very herbaceous, I would say. There's a lot going on with the oil, and then you've got like jalapenos, peppers, some different spices, then a Beyond, and then tofu that's not like really seared off. So it's just a lot of flavors going on. I would give it like a 3 out of 5 tofu scramble. I think the plant-based one is the winner here.
Such a weird mix to do Beyond and tofu. I'm not knocking it. Different execution. We want people to be different and unique butterflies, but I feel like this plant-based crumbles could have been used somewhere else. We can do without the green peppers. I know the green yellow peppers, all the same thing, but I just don't like the flavor and ripeness of a green pepper. It's just not meshed with me. Now the Beyond crumbles are actually cooked really well. Probably a little on the overcooked side. Along with the tofu, I guess the tofu is supposed to be like the egg, and then you have the meat of the Beyond. So it's like your vegan meat and egg scramble. I suppose it worked. The flavor's fine, but I do think I prefer the other scramble to this one. This 3 out of 5 plus. So I didn't forget about the vegetarians. I'm trying to do my best to take care of you guys. Buffets, especially for breakfast, are like your bread and butter. I'd say most of the buffet for a breakfast is vegetarian. This is one of those. This would be their egg white scramble. So you have egg whites, broccoli, green peppers. There's some red peppers in there too. I wasn't able to get a scoop. Broccoli's a little big though. Like I said, they have tortillas. You can put this in. You have like a little egg white vegetarian breakfast tortilla. Nice, fluffy egg whites. No complaints. Feels very healthy. Broccoli is cooked well, just a little bit big. 3.5 out of 5 plus. They have a whole omelet conveyor belt going up there. One guy just busting out omelet after omelet after omelet. And this is their vegetable omelet, another vegetarian option they have. Filled with the veggies. You got some spinach in here, you got some tomato in here, and some nice fluffy egg. Oh, like some onion in there as well. All I taste is the onion. Hair bit of spinach. It's an okay omelet. I'm sure if you wanted your omelet like a little bit less cooked, but they're making them to order up there, like just spitting them out. So if you want something in your omelet, so you don't want something, I'm sure you could tell them they would acquiesce to your request. I give that 2.5 out of 5. Here we have another classic omelet. This is the ham and cheese omelet, which is about as basic as omelets get, unless it's just an omelet with nothing in it. Got little pieces of ham all in it, so it's very evenly distributed with some cheese. This one took a little bit more firm. It was a bit newer in the pan as well. You just, like I said, punched them out. I like the ham one. I give that 3.75 out of 5 plus. Here's something I usually avoid at most breakfast places is French toast. I am not a French toast connoisseur. I like the Princess's French toast, or her vegan French toast. I'm not a big French toast person, and I don't like fruit toppings usually on my breakfast stuff, like any sort of like strawberry jam or any rest of that. I like my stuff plain, but because this is labeled Bananas Foster French toast, I would feel remiss if I didn't at least eat it as it's labeled. So I got as little of the syrup as I could, but a lot of banana. Nice, well-cooked French toast, looking kind of black there. I'll give it where the getting's good. If I'd picked a better piece of French toast, that'd be immaculate. Bananas Foster, the powdered sugar and the French toast is an amazing flavor. I see a little bit of burnt in the back end there. Definitely pick and choose your best French toast. This is a buffet. Be picky. 3.75 out of 5 plus.
whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it.
I'll tell you one thing. That time, these are not Tiana's famous man-catching beignets. These look like those sus bucket beignets we get in the Magic Kingdom. Those croissant beignets. Do they look like beignets? Maybe, a little bit. But they're a bit too flaky and they're not pillowy enough. They're definitely covered in sugar, that's for sure.
They look like a cronut.
Yep, same croissant beignet that they're serving in Magic Kingdom at the Golden Oak Outpost right now. You have the recipe for actual beignets. If you don't, go see Chef Tony. He knows the recipe inside and out. You're killing me with these like wannabe beignets. Deep fried croissant covered in sugar. It's not doing it for me. You can do better. Do better. 2 out of 5 plus. Seasonal pancake. They have 2 different flavors of pancakes on the buffet line. This is seasonal. I asked the chef. It is in fact pumpkin. I don't know if pumpkin is in season in March, but hey, if it's seasonal, it's seasonal. Maybe I need the princess to cut my pancakes for me because I am butchering this. Wow, that is all of my regret. It tastes fine. It's definitely a pancake, but like you can just take out the pan part. It's just pumpkin cake. But pumpkin, not pumpkin light. It's not pancake stuffed with pumpkin. It's a pumpkin pancake. Depending on your mileage and how much you like the flavor of pumpkin, I would say the strength is like pumpkin pie level strength of pumpkin with powdered sugar on top. Powerful. It'll take me a while to get the taste of this pumpkin out of my mouth. I give it 2.5 out of 5 plus. Here we have the celebration pancake. What are we celebrating? The weekend.
Chef Mickey.
Chef Mickey, your vacation, your second vacation, first day of vacation. Like, celebrate every day like it's your last. Our pancakes. But it's really just a regular pancake with sprinkles on top. It's fine, I prefer it that way. I can even do without the sprinkles. I'd give that 3 out of 5 plus. Regular Mickey waffle. I'm gonna give it a delicious Mickey pour that he deserves. Probably way too much, and I'm probably not eating the whole thing anyway.
Drench that Mickey.
Cover him in the sauce. I would say either a tad overcooked or it's time to clean the Mickey waffle maker. It's a bit like dark and crunchy, and the inside's starting to suffer. I would give it 2 out of 5 plus. Finally, we've come to the end of the main buffet. I haven't even touched the dessert buffet here. If you leave Chef Mickey's hungry, it's probably your own fault. So first up, we have this corned beef hash. It's just basically canned corned beef and potato hash. So the corned beef hash is corned beef hash. Seasoned well, potatoes are good. If you like corned beef, that's super salty, like canned beef. It's like half a step below Spam in my opinion, but if you like that kind of thing, they got it for you. I would give it 3 out of 5 plus. That's interesting one I wasn't expecting. Andouille sausage and peppers. Not a hash, just cut andouille sausage, big chunks of red pepper. I guess this is like their NOLA sort of like section of the bar. They always do like some like Pan-American style section of the bar. This is them sort of like trying to make sure that it's not just your normal continental breakfast items. It is in fact andouille sausage. Got a bit of spice to it, maybe like a 2 out of 10 on the spice scale. Cut well and light. I can do it with thicker cut pieces of the andouille sausage, but you can really get as much as you want, so who cares how thick it is. 3.5 out of 5 please. When I saw this, I thought it was going to be like Canadian bacon. No, it's honey glazed ham, which is my favorite kind of ham. Nice, thick pieces, and they keep them coming. With that honey glazed edge, the nice juicy ham center. This better be good.
Hey, Donald.
It's not duck, I promise.
Yeah.
Donald interrupted my ham to scold me on all the duck I've been eating here on this channel. I promised him that I would not eat any more duck. I can't promise him to keep that promise, but I'm going to try.
You're a liar.
I'm going to try. The duck I had at Epcot for Flower and Garden was awful. That's enough, probably to swear me off duck for a long while. With ham, however, ham is nice and juicy. The honey glaze is amazing. Honestly, if I was here staying at this resort, half of this plate would just be a pile of ham. Me and my brother used to fight over the honey glazed ham at Mama Bear's Thanksgiving every year. We would fight on who would eat the last pieces. She'd have to get 2, so we didn't fight over it. This is a 4.5 out of 5 plus. Here we have the usual disappointing looking Disney bacon. It's well cooked, nondescript, thin cut, bacon's bacon. So crisp, it's already ready to be bacon bits. It just needs to be broken into bits. It's okay bacon. We've had better. 2 out of 5 plus.
You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
Lastly, we have my least favorite of the sausages, pork sausage. I prefer the chicken. If you can't find the chicken, it's the kids station. They do have pork sausage if you shall desire. I picked it from like the very top of a fresh pan of pork sausage, and it's still covered with grease. I'm trying to have a problem with sausage, but for some reason pork sausage and the grease, it seems to stick to pork sausage more than anything else. The chicken sausage was not that greasy, and I just can't do high levels of grease in my food. It makes me nauseous. I will not be taking any more bites of that. Give that 2 out of 5 dollars.
The one vegan dessert, it's gluten-free as well. It's not on the line, you do have to ask for it, but thankfully they do have it. It's just a partake cookie. You can never tell when you get these what flavor it is. I half expected lemon like we got from Savor the Savannah. It's not. It's like ginger snap, maybe? Or like, I feel like it's snickerdoodle, but stale snickerdoodle. I can't put my finger on it. It's got like a cinnamon vibe to it. 2 out of 5 cookies. It's, it's a cookie. It does its job.
I promise we're at the very end. I know that everybody here is getting tired of seeing my face. That sort of like shows you I guess the word I'm looking for is dichotomy, difference, the sort of balance between like the vegan and the non-vegan food. Even the vegetarian food, I like to see a better balance of plant-based items and items properly labeled. Being able to order them from the chef is fine, but if you don't know to ask for these things from your server or the chef, then you might miss out on these, and then you're stuck with what the princess got without all this. Shame, Disney. Label your food, please. This transition from Enjoy Life to Partake, even though that has nothing to do with Disney and more to do with Enjoy Life, no longer make cookies, has been rough. It's been a grab bag of these Partake cookies of varying quality, and I know that sometimes some of the plant-based community, even the vegetarians, will harp on me for hating on the food that they get. If you like these cookies, I need you to leave a cookie emoji in the comments. Otherwise, tell me what plant-based cookie you prefer, because to me, these are not it. 1.5 out of 5 stars. There's one pro tip we can provide you, Princess and the Bear style, to any buffet on Walt Disney World property. When you go to the dessert section, they're gonna give you a little mini plate. Take your Mickey-eared carcass back over to the main buffet, get a full-size plate. Don't make multiple trips, make one trip, call it a day. Save your feet. You're gonna be needing your feet for the parks. Don't spend it going to the buffet. So this, I believe, is just a Danish. One of these wasn't labeled correctly, and I'm not sure which one it was. One of them is a turnover, one of them is something else. I don't know which one this is. Labeling today has been a consistent problem. Nice and flaky, apple field center, icing on top, like the icing on a cake. Honestly, it's a standard classic dessert, but for breakfast, it's perfect. 4 out of 5 stars. This powdered monstrosity, I guess, since it did have a label, will be the apple turnover. It's that usual triangle shape. Powdered flaky outside. Something in the middle. Not sure what it is, but we're going to find out. Apple turnover. Nice and fluffy, flaky. Could use a little bit more filling. Other than that, it's pretty good. I would give that 3.5 out of 5 stars. This is a plain Jane croissant. Now it does not have a plant-based label on it, so I'm going to assume that there's some sort of butter in here or other dairy, but it's just a croissant. And when you look inside of it, it looks very close to those beignets we had. Shame. Shame. Tastes just like it too, just obviously without the powdered sugar and being deep fried. I would give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. It is definitely buttered though. And this thing is another pastry that was not labeled, so I'm not 1000% sure what this is. I'm hoping, against hope, this is not a cream cheese Danish, because if it is cream cheese, I should not be eating it. I cannot tell.
There is a cheese Danish on the allergy guide.
Is it cheese or cream cheese?
It says cheese. I don't know.
We're going to take a very small bite of the corner. Just to be safe. Meal's almost over, but I have a whole day ahead of me. Cheese Danish. It's not cream cheese, thankfully. I would give that 3 out of 5 stars. Here's the actual funfetti. You have a funfetti muffin all the way through. There's also some, looks like some blueberries and maybe some raspberries here on the other side. Packed full. Muffin of your dreams. Not the prettiest muffin. Probably it tastes better. Got cross section. Ooh. Ooh. This is way too big to bite, but it's already falling apart. Confetti, berry, and chocolate chip. There's a point where something goes from being like what it is to just like candy, and that's what that is. Between the chocolate, the confetti, and the berry, it's just too much. I feel like I'm chewing sugar more than I'm chewing a muffin. It's a 1.5 out of 5 stars for me. There's still some stuck in my throat. So every Disney buffet has what they consider to be their signature dessert. You'll notice what that is usually off by itself at the end of the dessert tray. This is Chef Mickey's, at least for the day. It does change every now and then, but this is their warm, sticky cinnamon roll. And they actually put sticky on the label. So I'm going to assume they're right, and there's no way in the world I'm touching this in my hands. I got to hold a camera after this after all. Looks warm. Looks sticky, jerky, ooey and gooey. I know that's probably like the worst analogy, but it gives me like throwbacks to warm airport cinnamon rolls as a child. If it's one thing my mom can do to shut me up on a plane, and I'm not one of those kids that hated the plane. I love being on a plane, but like I have asking all the questions when I was on the plane. talking to the neighbors, talking to the stewardess. If I see a pilot walk by, I'm talking to him. There's a promise of a warm Cinnabon roll the second we set off the plane. That's about as close as you're gonna get, Disney style. 4.5 out of 5 plus. We put the biscuits in the oven.
Biscuits in the oven. And I was as a vegan, I have to say, very, very disappointed with the options available on off menu, all those changes, not labeling things. That is an allergy nightmare.
Just something as small as that can have a big effect on somebody's enjoyment of the meal. So when they're not, and they told us ahead of time they were labeled to go and they weren't. I mean, they'll tell you that every time, but they need to be labeled because it's going to cause some problems.
Well, and the server was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna ask the chef to get you everything vegan," and I was like, "Okay, cool. So then it's fine that nothing is labeled on the line because I'm gonna get everything vegan." But then what I got was partake cookies and Mickey waffles, and that's it. And then everything on the line for me was carbs, bread, and 2 scrambles. Not cool. Not cool for $54 a person.
Our server was nice, I'll give her that, but yes, some execution problems on the buffet there. But I want to know what you guys think. Chef Mickey is special in a lot of people's hearts. I need to know why in the comments below, because honestly, of all the breakfast buffets here on Walt Disney World property, I think the Chef Mickey is like bottom tier for me. I prefer Boma or Tusker.
And
honestly.
Of course, you know, if we're gonna compare, the best is actually Goofy's Kitchen, so go to California.
I knew she was going to say that at some point during this review. But if there's anything else you'd like to see us do, the comments is always a good place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
I had something to say, but then I just saw her dress and forgot. But you heard the girl.
Love you.
Used to go.